Hey, this is Pastor Alex from India Christian Fellowship, San Diego. Now, God is teaching us many lessons throughout our spiritual journey. One of the most important lesson I think that God is always teaching us is to trust Him and obey Him. And when life get uncomfortable, we are always concerned what is going to happen. We always love to be settled down and things to be in control. But Moses is sharing one of the analogies how God training and teaching the people of Israel as he is taking them from the Egypt to the promised land. And this is what Moses says that he is using a beautiful analogy how the eagles training their eaglets to fly. In Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 11, Moses says that like an eagle stirs its nest and hovers over its young, that spreads its wing to catch them and carries them aloft. The Lord alone led, no foreign God was with him. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 11. This is what happened, I think. The eaglets are living comfortably into their nest, and the parent eagles are providing everything they needed into their lives, and their protection, their provisions, the food on time, and everything is very comfortable and cozy. All of a sudden, one fine day that the parent eagles are coming, they're stirring up the nest and pushing them to the edge. They start to fall. The eaglets are not aware of what is going on. They are anxious about their life and how it is going to fall, the speed of the fall. They are crying and without understanding what is going on, they try to flap their wings not to hit on the ground. But before they hit on the ground, the parent eagles comes and he carry them on its wings again and fly up. There is a sigh of relief in the hearts of the eaglets. Oh, that is over. Then all of a sudden that happens again. So it goes that process again and again until the eaglets learn to fly. Sometimes this is what Moses says to the people of Israel. God was teaching you many lessons. The importance of all those lessons was to learn to trust Him. Because the purpose of the parent eagles is not to keep the eaglets in the nest for all the time. The nest is only for nurturing, it is not to abide. The parent eagle has higher purposes about the eaglets. The eagle want the eaglets to fly and they want to soar in the sky. There is so much of potential, so much to do. They are able to explore by themselves. That is ultimate purpose of the eagles. It is not to scare them. It is not to destroy them at all. The same way sometimes God stir up our nest. The nest of our comfort. The nest of our security. The nest of our own identity that we are holding on to. God says that is not what it is. This is not what it is meant for. It is just a means. It's not the end in itself. Sometimes God is trying to stir up those nests to teach us to trust Him, to accomplish His purpose and will into our lives. And thank God for the stirring up of the nest sends our way, because that is where we learn to fly. That is where we learn to trust. That is where we learn to obey. That is where we learn to experience the full potential of God's power that is deposited in us. So just as eagles training began without any notice, sometime this stirring ups may happen anytime. And we are living in a season of time and in the entire world in such a way, there is a stirring up is happening now. But in these situations, what we do, when we think that everything is at stake, our home, our family, our job, our future, our finance, all those things, what can we do? We trust in the Lord. The most important principle that we can learn in the situations is this: God can fly faster than you can fall. God can fly faster than you can fall. Charles Spurgeon said like this: God is too good to be unkind. God is too wise to be mistaken. When you cannot trace His hands, trust His heart. When you cannot trace His hands, trust his heart. So God is with us and he is not going to let us fall. Moses says yet another place, and he says that the eternal God is our refuge. Underneath is his everlasting arms. The eternal God is our refuge. The unchanging God is our refuge. Everything around may change, but God is an unchanging God, and he is our refuge and shelter. Underneath us is his everlasting arms, and he will hold us at all times. So let us this season learn to trust him, walk with him, and use these situations and time God is giving to us to soar high for the glory of God. Amen.